Good morning, friends. This is Professor Srinivasaya from the Department of English, Government First Year College, Gubbi. Now I am handling the first BA, first semester optional English syllabus of Tumkur University. This is session number 31. In the earlier session number 28, I presented my PPT on the poem Death Be Not Proud by John Donne. Now in this session number 31, I am going to present my PPT on the poem The Caller by one more important and major poet of Metaphysical School of Poetry, that is George Herbert. The learning outcomes of this session are to enable the students to understand the historical and religious background of the 17th century England, to make the students to know the form, content and theme of the metaphysical poetry, to make them understand the poetry of George Herbert. Now these are the important themes of the poetry of George Herbert. He is actually a religious poet, so he writes about religion, and he also writes about the spiritual quality, philosophical and autobiographical. This is the nature of his poetry. Let me have the background to the poet George Herbert. George Herbert was one of the important poets of the metaphysical school. He was largely influenced by John Donne and his mother Magdalene, a remarkable woman of beauty, scholarship, uprightness and piety. So he has come from a pretty decent and cultural, educated family. Herbert was educated at Westminster School and at Trinity College, Cambridge. He dedicated his poetic gifts to God's glory, and indeed all his poetry is closely tied to his faith and its working out in daily life. He is extremely religious in his treatment of his poetry. Herbert's scholarship was outstanding, and after lecturing in rhetoric, he became a public orator at Cambridge. He became rector of Bemerton near Salisbury in 1630, and he was regarded as a saint. The poetry he wrote at Bemerton testify both to his love of music and dedication to his calling. His 164 poems under the title The Temple, Sacred Poems and Private Ejaculations were published posthumously at the end of 1633. So his poetry was published after his death. With the exception of a few didactic poems interpreting the doctrine or ritual of the church, all his poetry is spiritual and autobiographic in nature. Now let us have a discussion and analysis of the poem, The Caller. The poem The Caller by George Herbert is the most famous and dramatic of his poems. It begins with something of the urgency of Donne's poetic beginnings, personal, active and fierce. The poet feels restricted, hemmed in by the demands of his faith. The caller of the title suggests both a controlling force and also a needed restraint. So as we have known already, the Metaphysical School of Poetry has experimented one poetic strategy technique, that is the conceit. Any poem consists of one brilliant expression, an idea which is an allegory or a symbol, a metaphor, and that idea combines many more things, many ideas. Now here the caller actually is symbolic. The caller is actually an instrument used to tame the animals or something else. Now let us see how the poet handles this idea as a poetic technique in this poem. The title has overtones also of caller. the anger and heightened emotion which the poet feels. Herbert's struggles are never about God or the rightness of the Christian faith. They are about his own relationship with God, and so the poem divides into two aspects of the poet's feelings. He is yearning for freedom, he wishes freedom. His determination to be free, followed by a direct conversation with God. Right from the opening line, the tone of the poem is one of bluster. Herbert's speaker seeks to reject belief in God, to cast off his collar and be free. Collar is something used to control an instrument. So he feels he is bound by the extreme religious faith and he wants to be free from that. The collar refers specifically to the dog collar that denotes a Christian priest with its connotations of ownership and restricted freedom, though it also suggests being bound or restricted more generally. Herbert, we should add, was a priest himself. It is very interesting by being a priest how he wants to be away from this faith of God or from religion. However, as he rants and raves, the speaker comes to realize that God appears to be calling him. In the beginning, the speaker feels he is bound by the restrictions of the faith or religion. But as the poem goes forward and comes to conclusion, now the speaker realizes that actually the God requires the service of the devotee. The speaker duly and dutifully replies, the implication being that he has recovered his faith and is happy to bear the collar of faith again. Now, in the beginning, he felt the collar as something which is forcefully applied on, but now, after his realization, he feels that human beings or the devotees actually require the collar that is to be under the control of God. If a human being is under the control of God and under the control of religion, his life will be very beautiful and meaningful. If he wants to be free from that collar, that means if he becomes very free, he might misuse his life's dreams and he might also spoil his career or future or entire life journey of the life. So that's why man actually requires the faith of God, the control of God, or the service of God. Thus, the theme of Herbert's poem is purely spiritual and autobiographical. This is the beautiful portrait of George Herbert. He was the priest. Thank you.